truly Damien Sogren, glad to be back with you for another edition of Canada's Caribbean Connection. As always, we feature various personalities who personify the linkage between Canada and the Caribbean region. And today we kick things off with a Jamaican-born creative entrepreneur who is truly multifaceted. Her name is Kerry Ann Wright.
Most people would describe me as a jack of all trades. I consider myself a care of all crafts. I am a creative artisan. I do almost in everything creative within the music and entertainment industry. And I am a proud Jamaican living in Canada.
Known affectionately as Miss Care, she has for many years immersed herself in the multiple aspects of the Caribbean-Canadian experience.
My introduction to the Canadian Caribbean community comes in different levels. I started out in the dance world. Most people primarily know me as a dancer. I've performed with the Hummingbird Dancers of Oshawa based out of Club Carib, and then I moved on to Dance Cree Performing Company led by Martin Scott Pascal, and then Cachet Dance Performing Company led by Kevin Ormsby. All of them are Afro-Caribbean based, and then they have other elements that enhance that. From there, I got involved in Carnival. Up here, it's the Toronto Caribbean Carnival, formerly known as Caravana. And I was a mass model for many, many years, as well as a performer in the parade and at band launches. And then in 2009, I started playing steel pan, which is one of my favorite things to do.
Her passion for the entertainment and creative industries has led her to co-create the entity known as The Hook and Company.
The Hook and Company is a business that I co-own with one of my best friends, Michelle Allman. It's actually her brainchild. And in its simplest form, we call it the Match.com for music and entertainment. So we connect artists and entertainers to any and every resource that they could possibly need and just help them along their journey of being successful in their career. It has always been her dream to be a conduit for people in the industry. Music is her passion. Entertainment is one of my passions. So it just made sense that we came together to marry those passions and build this business that helps people in the industry in ways that they're not accustomed to getting, because music and entertainment is very cutthroat and help is few and far between.
Although young in age, Miss Care has already achieved impressive industry success. She shared some of her professional highlights.
We have been in business for about I think this will be our 6th year. And one of our major highlights was we took about 10 artists on a 20-day European tour in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. And that was a feat. Personally, one of my favorite things that I've done has been, I can't remember what year it was, but I assisted a friend and colleague of mine, Darian Dean, in a show that he did at the Apollo Cafe in New York. It was sold out, and I got to be his technical director. And it was just so surreal being in such a iconic venue that I don't think I'll ever forget that.
Even as a proud Jamaican, Kerry Ann fully embraces the uniqueness of all Caribbean cultures and personalities represented in Canada.
Canada already is a very multicultural country. And especially here in Toronto, we literally have a melting pot of different cultures that come together in across the city. But there's something really special about the Caribbean community, because we not only embody celebration, color, music, food, flavor, just everything that everybody else wants and wishes that they were. Not to say that other cultures aren't, but the Caribbean community here in Canada is thriving.
She encourages all of her fellow Caribbeans in the region and diaspora to proudly embrace and share the culture.
Continue to be proud of who you are and where you came from. Continue to share all of those unique nuances that make you, a Caribbean person, unique. Explore all of the differences of culture and share it with other people, because everybody else wants what we have, and the world would be a better place if we just continue to give them all the goods.
Learn more about Miss Care by visiting www.carrieannwright.com and by following her on social media at The Real Miss Care. Welcome back to Canada's Caribbean Connection. We now turn to dynamic Dominican Jael Joseph, who is a multi-talented media maven. Let's learn more about her as well as her new media venture, Black Island Girl.
When I say we done, you say we done, then we back together. If that makes us talk, say.
In all essence, I am a journalist. I'm a producer. I produce for podcasts. I produce for podcasts for myself as well as a company that I work with. I'm an MC. I'm a mom. I'm a lover of life. I am full of life, and I'm a Black Island girl.
Jael had an early excitement for the media world in her youth and made a full circle return to it in her adulthood.
My father was a regular contributor to radio news in my island of Dominica, and he was the one that really got me excited about this. Much later in life, you'd be surprised to know that I pursued marketing. I'm also a medical esthetician. So I did quite a few things before finding myself, finding this again, which comes naturally to me. And I kind of decided to make it official, and I like to say, put it on paper, make it legit, by going to university 3 years ago. So I just completed my degree in journalism at Ryerson University. And I felt that it was necessary because even beyond his grade, I know he would have been very proud to know that he paved the way for me in terms of opening up the space.
As a capstone project for her journalism degree from Ryerson University, Jael created the dynamic website and podcast entitled Black Island Girl.
Black Island Girl. The goal behind it is to really focus on profiling Caribbean people, people who have migrated, African descent, who are living in different parts of the world, and they just pretty much showing all the world what they're about, what they've been doing, and the different challenges that they face even getting to their dreams. And I felt that it was important that I had to feature two of my loves. One is feature writing, and the other is podcasting. And that's where the profile on the podcast came about for Black Island Girl.
Jael is the video and podcast host of Cacao Tea with Jael Joseph, the official MC of the World Creole Music Festival in Dominica and a brand ambassador for Digicel in the Caribbean. She aspires to use her platform to increase representation of the Caribbean experience in Canada and beyond.
Black Island Girl was my way of bringing the Caribbean into Canada. So I incorporated what I know from growing up, what I experienced, but some of the stories that you'll hear or that you'll see coming out of it were things that I also share very, very, that's very dear to my heart. I understand, as you see, my hair is natural. And my first story is about how natural hair empowers Black Island women, right? So I felt it was important for me to bring this in so that others can see, not just in Canada, but in North America, that Black girls, we may sound different, but we very much alike.
Jael, who splits her time between Canada and her native Dominica, has plenty of love and respect for the Great White North.
I love what Canada stands for the most part. I love what they represent, and there will always be things that you're not going to be completely 100% happy with. But there are things I see, even as it relates to diversity, I see a lot of Canadian companies taking a stand and really advocating and making sure that they meet their diversity quota, right? So they've really stepped up. I've seen people, step back and say, give that other person an opportunity, give a person of color that opportunity, so I see a lot of progress.
She shared some final words of wisdom with all of her fellow Caribbean people in the region and diaspora.
I feel like we need to get away from the colonial mentality. This is something that I want to really speak to my Caribbean people about. Get away from that, the Eurocentric mentality, and recognize that the reason why our hair grows this way, because we're connected to the sun. We are really the superior race, and that we should hold on to that and really acknowledge each other and love our Blackness, because that's who we are. We're Black people. Different shades, we're all Black people, and that's all I want to say.
To find out more about Jael Joseph, visit www.jaeljoseph.com, and to learn more about Black Island Girl, log on to www.blackislandgirl.com. Switching gears to a man who has been making major waves in the music world. His name is Miguel Maestre. Let's find out more about him and his Canadian-Caribbean connection.
Look, I've been looking for you. I've been raised in the Caribbean community here, actually. My dad's always been a strong member of it. My mom used to do events as well. She used to throw many events, including the Caribbean Sun Fest. That was back in 2000. Around that time, she did Halloween Fest, Caribbean Sun Fest on Melasma Square. So she's been in the entertainment industry for a while. She's out of it now. My dad has brought me up. I play parang music, so I've always been a parang band. I've always been a musician, so being a musician, I'm always around. I've played mass here, and I do have a lot of good friends in the mass making scene, like different bands like Saldina and Carnival Nations and stuff. So growing up, I've met a lot of people, and I think the Caribbean community here is pretty strong, so we kind of know each other,
Miguel is a multi-instrumentalist and is professionally trained in vocals, the guitar, piano, drums, and quattro. He shared a bit about his journey to pursuing singing and songwriting professionally.
So I've always been around music, and I've always played instruments, but what around 2015-16, after years of singing covers and backing up other artists, I'm like, let me try to write my own music. Let me try something. So I ended up writing some songs. The first song was called High. I actually wrote it. My cousin Nigel Rojas, some people might know him. He's from Orange Sky in Trinidad. It's a big rock reggae band. And Orange Sky, he basically helped me write a little bit of it. He played the guitar on it, and he's the one who kind of gave me the push. He's like, man, you have the talent. Go ahead, go through. So I was in first song, started writing, and from then I've been writing much more. I will write my own songs, and my soca career, that journey had just begun, and the rest is history.
As Miguel's music career began to gain momentum, he experienced some notable breakthroughs.
I won the Uber Soca Cruise competition. It was a new artist competition in 2017, and a lot of people submitted their music, and it was for the best song of that year, of that summer. And thank God I won. And big up to all the Uber Soca Cruise people, man, all the DJs, everybody. And it was good. That was a highlight. After that, I went to Miami Carnival. It was great. I went to Trinidad Carnival. I performed there. Before that, I went to Labor Day. That was with my song Nana. So Nana was probably the song that really hit it off for me and got the attention of all the other artists, all the other DJs. And what was a blessing was from New York to Miami to Uber Cruise to the different ones, go in there and then Trinidad, because I had a good song and I had won the competition, it put me in a place to meet so many different artists, producers, and DJs. And that's exactly where you want to be,
Despite also experiencing challenges along the way, Miguel has shared stages with industry heavyweights such as Busta Rhymes, Marshall Montano, Bunji Garlin, and Ding Dong Ravers. His diligence and perseverance have certainly paid off, as he was recently signed to his first record label deal.
Yeah, I recently signed my first record deal to a label. The label's called One Love Nation. One Love Nation Inc. They're made up of a team. They have lawyers and different people as well. CEO is Mr. Eb Ringbergs. He's an entertainment and a lawyer in the city, a specialist. He's a deal maker. So they do festivals. They launch a label and many other ventures. But right now the label itself, it's beautiful because there's not really anything happening like that in the city, especially for soca music and reggae music. So for me, it's a blessing to be a part of that because not only am I going to be releasing music for myself, but we're releasing music for other artists. I might be writing for other artists in the Caribbean, reggae, soca, eventually gonna branch into Afro. So I'll have my own career going, but I'll also be a writer and, be an assistant with other projects for the label. So it's gonna be great.
With numerous opportunities on the horizon, Miguel recently upgraded his skill set to include audio engineering and music production, thus making him a one-stop music machine.
I always had my hands on every aspect, but the only thing I couldn't do was produce music for myself, mix and master, and know the studio side of it. I've always been the artist singing or writing. So going back to school, it really rounded me off and made me feel very confident in the music industry, because I'm kind of a one-stop shop. I could play the instruments, I could write the songs, I could sing the songs, I could produce the songs, I could mix the songs, you know what I mean? And then I could go and perform with the band and match up the stage. So I really wanted, that's what a goal was for me, is to do everything, or at least have an understanding of doing everything very well at a certain level.
As he gears up for major musical collaborations as well as the release of his first single and music video under his new label, Miguel remains dedicated to representing for Caribbean culture in all of his efforts.
All my Caribbean people around the world, diaspora, we love our reggae, we love our soca and dancehall and calypso. I just want to say I keep flying the flag of Trinidad and the Caribbean anywhere I go. I love to perform, I love to write and produce music. So, from me to you, from Toronto, and all the people of Toronto, I'll be doing as much as I can to keep pushing soca to higher heights globally.
Learn more about Miguel Maestre and his music on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Welcome back. From Jamaica to Canada, by way of London, England, comes the story of Elizabeth Ainsworth and her generational-inspired business, Esmond's Curry Powder. Let's learn more about this proud Jamaican woman and her unique enterprise.
So what brought me to Canada was I visited Canada back in 1999, I believe it was, my first visit to Canada. And I was in love with the space, the house, so the big, how big they were in comparison to England. If anybody lived in England, houses are very small and and close together. So I liked the space. I liked how the infrastructure was organized. And I thought, this is a nice place, I think, to bring up a family. And here I am, 17 years, still living here and still enjoying Canada.
After making a journey to Canada and creating a life for herself, Elizabeth has now launched a unique business entitled Esmond's Curry Powder, named in tribute to her mother and upbringing.
Esmond's Curry Powder was named after my mom. My mom started selling curry powder over 30 years ago when I was living in Jamaica. She's a single mom, raising me, her only child. And there was a time when she could not find work, and that's how she started to sell curry powder. She started to make it, sell it in the community. When I thought of branding the curry powder, I thought, this is my mom's. This is everything about it was my mother. And I wanted her, because she's the creator of the product, to be a part of it as much as possible as I could. So when I was thinking of the name, I thought, why not give it my mom's name? It's her product.
The motivation for this new business venture started 20 years ago after Elizabeth had recently immigrated to England from Jamaica.
It started off where friends would start to come and I would make something curry, and they're like, where did you get this curry? It's so good. And I was like, oh, it's my mom. And then from one friend to the next, it just, everybody start tasting it. And then I became a distributor for curry powder. Whenever I go home, all my friends would be like, you bring curry powder. Or if somebody's visiting, we would always go get mom's curry powder to bring to us. So after having all the testimonies from everybody, I thought, why not sell this curry powder? This was even when I was in England. Why not sell it? And then I just never, the thought was there, never do anything with it. Came to Canada, had children, get busy life. But the thought was still there because, I was now supplying friends in Canada with curry powder who I've met here. And COVID came. You got more time to reflect and do things. And I sat down one day and I thought, okay, you know what? I should really do this. I should do something about it.
Now, with less than 1 year of existence in Canada, the family-run Esmond's Curry Powder has seen remarkable growth and success in the market.
We launched in January. We are now selling in 12 stores in Ontario. Recently, we obtained our FDA approval as well, or registration. So now we can sell in the US. So now we're looking to go into the US, go into the US market, and also expand here in Canada.
Boasting a unique formula which came to Jamaica from India by her great-grandmother, Elizabeth spoke on what sets hers apart from other curry powders on the market.
So my curry powder is generational inspired, because it was a recipe that my great-grandmother taught my grandmother. Then my grandmother taught my mother. My mother, as I said, has been selling this curry for over 30 years, perfected the formula because, you know, she improved on it. And here I am selling it here in Canada. I've also tweaked it a little bit to even make it much, much, much better. So it's generational inspired. It's made with spices that are blended with love.
Elizabeth aspires to have her mother's curry powder brand carried in major supermarket chains in Canada, the US, and even the Caribbean. She encourages the public to connect with them and, of course, to try the product.
Try Yasmin's curry powder. Reach out to us on our website as well. If you want, you can read a lot of reviews about our product. If you would like to get a sample, you can also connect with us on our website. We do send sample packages out to people because I know some people, you know, they're reluctant to go start to try something new, but it is really honestly, and I know it's my product, it is an amazing curry powder. The spices are blended in a certain way. It's also blended in small proportions because I want to maintain the flavor of the curry powder and to make it authentic and the rich aroma that comes with it. So try it, please, and support us.
Keeping it culinary as well as Jamaican, we now turn our attention to Chef Noel Cunningham, who recently launched the Toronto restaurant Cuisine by Noel. Let's enjoy a little bit of my recent sit-down interview with him.
The Cuisine by Noel actually started on January 5th. And what prompted me to go down this road is I just want to create a space where persons can come and enjoy my type of cuisine. Because yes, I have the book, and yes, I'm always cooking online, but it's also good that I can have people in my space where they can come and eat and try my food.
The new restaurant, which is located at 300 College Street in the heart of downtown Toronto, features a wide array of Caribbean dishes and some unique signature favorites created by Chef Noel himself.
I got so many. So the first one I think is the coconut fried jerk chicken, which everyone is craving and loving. And the next one is the pepper shrimp pasta. The oxtail poutine is like a top seller as well. I got quite a lot of recipes and dishes coming out. So at different time, you find different unique dishes.
He shared on the challenges of achieving his dream in the midst of pandemic restrictions and the public's reaction to his new restaurant.
I would definitely say the challenge, of course, is people coming out, because there are persons who want to come out to support, but they are scared of leaving their home, especially now with lockdown orders. But I would definitely say, you know, people are doing Uber Eats, so that's one way. But the challenge is definitely people actually coming out. That's the biggest challenge, but we're working around it.
Coming from the land of wood and water Jamaica to the great white north of Canada, Chef Noel's journey is one of inspiration, determination, and triumph over challenges, with some amazing accolades and highlights along the way.
I would say definitely being nominated as the best black chef in Canada by the By Blacks Award. That was a People's Choice Award, and I was nominated and voted. Then of course I've been on all the major television stations here, like Your Morning, Global, I think City TV, all of them, you know, writing for the Toronto Caribbean newspaper here. And I would say the major one now is actually opening the restaurant. I like being the head chef for Jerk Fest by being on the Toronto Jerk Fest. So that's my highlight so far. And also launching my book December 2019.
Even with all his achievements, he maintains that his greatest pride comes from his ability to represent for his Jamaican culture through the culinary arts.
From day one, I'm always a proud Jamaican who always try to push my my culture, especially when it comes to food as a chef. And I think that we have bold, rich flavors, and the world still don't get a full taste of Jamaica. And it's just my job as a chef to do that. And I'm very proud of representing my country, like every chance I get, even with this restaurant now, and showcasing our cuisine in a different light.
Chef Noel encourages the public to check out his restaurant in person and on social media and to continue supporting the Caribbean community. Oh yes, One Caribbean Television. It is Restaurant Week here in Toronto, and of course we're in Scarborough checking out the wonderful food delights here. And of course with all the Caribbean food we are covering this week, it would be remiss of me to leave out that wonderful tasting curry and all the roti and doubles dishes that come along with it. We are outside the Roti Hut, known for all their famous delicacies, and we'll find out today what makes Roti Hut so special. Let's check it out. Oh yeah, so we're here at Roti Hut. I have the pleasure of being in the company of Ms. Sati Bihari, head chef. How are you doing, my friend?
Fine, thank you, and yourself?
I am great. Great to be here in all the splendor of the curry and the roti and on the doubles and everything, all the good treats. Take us through a little bit of history in Roti Hut.
Started out in 1982. My husband got the restaurant, and from then worked very hard in developing the restaurant as it is now 37 years.
Excellent. And of course, Roti Hut, a favorite out here in Scarborough. Let's know a little bit of the favorites that are on the menu, some of the favorite dishes.
Boneless chicken rotis, curry goat boneless, jerk chicken with a little bit of a Roti Hut twist to it, and doubles.
Got to have your doubles, right? And one thing I've always heard about Roti Hut is that you guys make stuff freshly every day. There's no reuse, no recyclable food. Everything is made fresh, right?
Without a doubt.
Without guaranteed, right?
Guaranteed.
Excellent. So you get fresh stuff right here at the Roti Hut. And the secret ingredient is, of course, what?
Love.
Made with love. You heard it right here, folks. And of course, if you get the opportunity to come to Roti Hut in Scarborough and sample one of their many curry dishes, you'll fall in love too. I guarantee it. So we wish you all the best with Roti Hut. And anything else you want to say to the folks all around the world?
Come, enjoy, sit down, enjoy the atmosphere, the food, the music. Let me take you back home.
Back home to the Caribbean. It's all about the love at Roti Hut. Yes, folks, there you have it. Roti Hut at its best. We thank you so much to Sati for allowing us to come in and sample your great food.
Thank you very much for coming and giving us this great opportunity.
Excellent. Our pleasure. And of course, Caribbean Restaurant Week continues right here on OCTV. All right, that wraps up this edition of Canada's Caribbean Connection. I'm hoping you'll join us again soon as we'll be featuring more personalities and exploring more Canadian Caribbean connections. I'm Damian Sogren, and I'll catch you next time.